Welcome into WagerTalk TV. We're talking college football Friday night lights in the Big Ten. We got Penn State versus Maryland. I'm joined by Ralph Michaels and Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. Ralph from WagerTalk.com. And guys, we got a big one on Friday night on FS1. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific kick here. We got Penn State laying 6 or 6.5, depending where you're shopping. Total is 61.5. This one in College Park, Maryland. Ralph, start off with you. How are you looking to bet the Nittany Lions and Terps?
Well, you know, you look at the series, and you have Penn State 15-1-1 in the series since 1980. You have Penn State beating them 104-6 the last two games. So series-wise, you can expect Penn State to be the better team. But, you know, I'm going to slow it down there. This Penn State team, to me, got outgained against Pittsburgh, got outgained against Buffalo, has a quarterback that has completed 59% in Clifford, has a quarterback that's been sacked 6 times the last 2 games, and he's rushed the ball 25 times for like 30 yards. So he's just missed being sacked so many more times. Maryland, to me, is a young team, and what does a young team do? You win at home like you're supposed to in their 2 big blowouts. You go on the road, you don't perform as expected in their loss to Temple. Back at home, I think it's a great situation. You have McFarland, who's a great 1,000-yard rusher. He gives them balance with the Virginia Tech transfer quarterback. I'm not surprised at all here if the Terps pull the upset.
I'm kind of with Ralph here. Bruce, what are you thinking with the Terps catching near a touchdown at home?
Yeah, there's a case to be made, and Ralph made it there for Maryland, and I think it's based upon maybe Penn State isn't quite what it was. And he mentioned Clifford, some of the struggles that he's had there, and of course this is post-McSorley, 2 years removed from Barkley. You're right, it has been a series that has been dominated by Penn State, and there's some proximity here. I mean, there's not too much distance between Penn State and Maryland, and that's where the Nittany Lions like to do a lot of recruiting. My problem here is I'm not sure what to do with Maryland. We were ready to drink the Kool-Aid before the Temple game.
Right.
And then it went kaput. I still remember Coach Loxley at New Mexico, and I've been watching this stuff over 50 years, and that was about the worst job I've ever seen. He demolished a program in 2.5 years, and it was terrible. Now, since then, he did rehab himself. He worked for Coach Saban, and he learned how to delegate some. He didn't do that at New Mexico the first time. And those first 2 games of the season, you thought he might have something going. And yeah, Josh Jackson's a great addition there. At quarterback, he's very dynamic. McFarland, like you say, can run the ball. But Josh is only completing about 50% of his passes. To close this much of a gap in a year, what we've seen, like Ralph said, the margins the last 2 years, I'm not quite ready to make that jump yet with Maryland. So we lean to the Penn State side here.
All right, Loxley learning from his mistakes. Also, Josh Jackson, how much better has he looked in this new system in Maryland than before in Virginia Tech? Really?
Oh, I give him a lot of credit, and I give Scotty Montgomery credit. I mean, he's doing better as a coordinator than he was the head coach at East Carolina. Yeah. And no, Jackson's a playmaker. I mean, that's for sure, and they can do some things. We'll just see how much they've closed this gap because it has been total one-way traffic the last 2 years in this series. It's going to be tighter. Let's see how tight, though.
You know, Loxley at least brings them that person that's a Terp. This was his second stint as the head coach.
Right.
When you come back and someone's buying into your program, I think that's what the kids needed, you know, having brought in, you know, having to replace the head coach that they had. So there's a mentality that you have to learn how to win first as a dog before you learn how to cover in those roles.
Absolutely. Great stuff, guys. We got Bruce Marshall on Twitter at Bruce A. Marshall. Also, Ralph Michaels from WagerTalk.com at CalSportLV. Don't forget to check out our new show, Bet On It, the college edition exclusively, WagerTalk TV.